जी अंदर एक स्विच हो गया, आप जरा स्विच ऑन कर देंगे। ये जो एक्सटेंशन है ना उसका स्विच होगा पीछे, जस्ट स्विच इट ऑन बिकॉज माय लैपटॉप माइट गो। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna ji, please come, please come. Anaka Chandrika Mataji, please come. Please come. So just beginning our class. The class topic is cost of living. So I'm going to really encourage you to today. Let's do, because we are just few of us today. We'll do the class the way you used to do, before when we used to meet our house, you have different houses. We used to discuss amongst ourselves. When there are many people, we can't discuss. It has to be mostly one way. But today we'll do two-way discussion, and we'll put our discussion mainly on the basic of logic. Of course, all our scriptures are logic based, but today we'll really test our logic. Like in school, we are given one principle. That for a fire to ignite, it requires oxygen. But if you put carbon dioxide, the fire goes off. That's a principle. So the teacher gives us experiment. So that experiment, if we do, we can establish the principle. So today we'll go very scientifically. So when I ask you one question, the topic is cost of living. So what is required for living? Now we want to live. So what is required for living? We are all living, isn't it? So what is required? What are the things required for living? Come on, let's have some discussion. Roti, kapda aur makan. Your list is just that much? Not sure? Pakka?
Yes,
Yes. Actually, it is true. For a human being to live very nicely, these are the three basic requirements. Food, shelter, and clothing. These are the basic requirements. And there is another requirement. We missed out. It is very much required, which is the air. So just having roti kapda makan but no air, then we can't live. In the COVID time, there was one famous businessman in Spain. He said, now I realize, the value of oxygen. I had to pay some 25,000 euros for one bottle of oxygen. But, God is giving oxygen free, and we never said thank you to him. So we understand the value of oxygen. So the oxygen, the air, it is, generally do we pay for the oxygen? The council send you a bill. Today is your air, your yearly air, bill. The air is free. That will also come, pure oxygen you have to buy. So air is free. When he says first is food. Is food free? No, food is not free. Free nahi hai. Actually, it is free. You take a little seed, you put it in the ground, give it some water, which also comes free. One seed, how many seeds will you give? Millions. Now, from one that seed, you can also grow millions. But then why we say it is not free? Because we don't grow. When you don't grow, when you don't have, you have to buy. So actually speaking, food is free. You have to just do little effort. Just little sand, the soil, put some seed, and then put some water, take care of a little while, just make sure in the morning, it is nicely taken care of, sunshine is there, water is given, and it's free. And then the shelter, the houses, is it free? I definitely say no, my mortgage is so much. Now I'm going to say it is free, but you might revolt. No, it is not free. But if you see previously, even in England, and any country in this world, the houses were free. What we require is that some little stone, little line, and you just little architecture, and then You just build, and if you build by yourself, it'll take you about a month or so. Stone, it is free. You just dig the ground, you'll get the stone free. Limes, you just find out somewhere in the area, you'll get it free. Even in Arctic, the houses are free. You take little, you see the igloo, the way they build igloo, you see the house for the Arctic. Take little, ices, just arrange it in a certain way, and then you have a nice insulated house. So actually speaking, house is free if you make a little effort. And then come the clothing. Now the clothing again, if you are a little, you grow it very nicely, some cotton, some silk, silkworms. Then you get the cotton, you make it nice, yarn out of it, and you can weave your own cloth, or you can give it to somebody else. If you have extra, grain, give the grain to him, and he'll give you the cloth in return. So actually, clothing also is free. So if you see, in our Shastra, it is said, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. That the Lord is complete. And whatever the Lord gives is also complete. So Lord has created this earth, and this earth is complete. Whatever you require for living, it is provided you free. You just make a little effort. Sowing a seed, how long, how much effort does it take? Take you one day, to say, sow about, 100 seeds. And you wait for some time, and then some seeds grow very quickly. Some fruit trees like apple, you give it some years. But then for next 100 years, it'll start giving you apple, every year, the other fruits will start giving you for years to come. So the Lord has given this earth, the earth is complete. Wherever you are, the Lord will provide you, whatever is required for your subsistence. And the Lord is, His arrangement is so complete. Sometimes back I met one Ayurvedic doctor, and he said that our Mother Nature, she is so compassionate that wherever you are living, she will produce things which are actually good for your health. So, some of you are from South India, and South India, tamarind comes because it's bit, moist and little hot weather. So tamarind is good for the body, so you put it in sambar, many places put tamarind in there. Then many lentils come there. And if you go in the north, where the wheat is produced very nicely. So there, the wheat is produced without much effort. So wherever you are, this Ayurvedic doctor was saying that actually you should only consume what grows around 10-mile radius of wherever you are living. If you eat food outside, which is not grown in your local area, actually your body, it is not meant to digest that. Body will digest it because you are forcing it. It will digest it. But if you just consume whatever is in 10-mile radius of wherever you are, then you'll be very healthy. But now we go to the SDA square, you pick up any vegetable and you say where it is from, Africa, Brazil, Australia. Food is from everywhere. So actually it is unnatural. Some of the things we do, it is unnatural. So, and then these are the basic needs. Then there is another need, which nowadays, if you are into this business, you become billionaire. And that thing, anybody knows, which is the most profitable business nowadays? Spiritual business. Oh, I never thought that. Oh, good. Actually, you're right. You see, we are in this nice place. We haven't paid for it. Trees also happy. I'll tell you a joke about that later. So anybody knows what is the most profitable business? Bhakti, no. Actually, it is good. Bhakti is more profitable. Little devotion to Krishna, and all things are taken care of. Pharmaceutical. This is the most profitable business. If you're in medicine, we have some doctors also here, some nurses. This is the most profitable business. It never affected by recession or inflation. People are always getting diseased. They always are in trouble, and for that you require doctor and medicine. Doctor is required, medicine also. Doctor will say this is a problem, but without medicine, what the doctors can do? So we require medicine also. So the Mother Nature also gives the medicine also as free. I remember when I was a very small kid, I spent some of my years in the village, and my mama used to take me to the farm. They had a little farm, and they had this bullock cart. And one day he hurt himself with some tool. It's a big giant cut, and we said, hey, what is this happened? And then he just went there, with the water he cleaned it, and there was this nice green kind of a thorny bush. He broke it, and this white liquid came out. And he put that white liquid on his cut. It was little, what do you call it? It's a little burning sensation. But next day morning, everything was fine. He was back into the field, working. So he didn't require to go, to the medical, hospital or anywhere. The Mother Nature provides, whatever, problem you have. Like, if you have some indigestion, you take certain, herb, indigestion will be over. So the point is that actually for a living, if you want to live very peacefully and happily, the requirements are very basic, and all those requirements are free also. Then we are all in anxiety. Why is that? Any answer? Why we are always in anxiety? If these things are free, why we are in anxiety? Why people are so much troubled by cost of living?
Because ye dil mange more.
Ye dil mange more, yeah.
हमारी greed है.
Yeah, yes, our greed.
Our greed.
I also put one point, which is difficult to digest. One word, stupidity. We are so foolish that things which we think are good for us, we believe it is bad for me. And things which we think it is bad for me, which is bad for us, we think it is good for me. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, he describes the people who are, illusioned by this material nature. He calls them mudha. Mudha means those who are foolish people. Foolish people are those, they can't see the logic. They see things are, not working for me, but still they do it. So Krishna describes them as mudha. And also, as Manish said, it's greed. We want to, we want more and more. And then there is another reason is our laziness. Would you all agree? Our laziness. We don't want to work hard. Thinking that, I want to work very less and I want to enjoy more. But actually speaking, that effort, we get so much entangled that we work more hard and we get very less. See, he's so happy. No working hard, but still he's happy. Uh, uh, so I'll tell you one live case. A live case. This is happened. Just there is one YouTube video about this person, a person who lives in Thailand. Young man, and he went to his some in Bangkok somewhere. He studied very high degree, and he had a very high paying job. In somewhere in a big company in Thailand. Then he bought a house, and a nice palatial house with some, very great amenities. And actually, he came from a village background. In village, he had a very nice, everything was very nice. So he met because he was he was a very intelligent person. He was very highly qualified. He made a calculation that whatever life standard I am following now, I have to work at least 9 to 10 hours a day for 6 days in a week for next 25 years to pay off all my debt for the lifestyle that I am living. Yeah, that was his conclusion. 8 to 9 hours a day, 6 days a week for next 25 years to just pay off the debt. And then at the end of the debt, he's not sure whether, I'll be living for 25 years or not. So he went to his village. He says, this is what I have to live. Let me check, how is the rural life. So his father had a small piece of land, which was never used. So he went there, he kind of made the arrangement. There's some irrigation facilities available. He farmed for about 3 months. He built a very nice, very spacious, strongly built house within about 6 months' time. And, like whatever, amenities he required, for a peaceful living, it has a nice swimming pool or, nice trees, fruits are there. He worked for about 2 years to make all the arrangements. Just himself, he never got anybody's help, just himself. He never had any help from anybody. And now he's saying, and he gave this talk, this TEDx talk, he said, TEDx talk, he searched for, this Thailand, I forgot his name, Thai person, an agriculturist. He says, now I work about 2 hours a day for 3 months. And then rest of the year, he's free. And his house is paid for. His cloth, he says, I'm wearing this cloth, I've made it myself. And he said, these clothes, they are so, he says, even if it gets whole, I don't like to throw it off because I did it myself. When you make something of yourself, you love it, you really are attached to it. Actually, I did it. Never want to throw it off. But we go to Primark, Mark Spencer, and then we buy this jacket, and suddenly this zip stops working, we put it into bag, we give it to cloth bank, African people will wear it. No, we don't have that much attachment. Why? Because, I paid 20 pound more, then I'll get a brand new one. So he gave this talk that, I hardly work, just 2 hours a day for works of 3 months just for his agriculture thing. The rest of the year, he's free. Then he gave this picture, he's lying down in his farm, in this hammock, reading book. And he's completely, he has no tension. He has no mortgage to pay, nothing. So, why I'm telling this story is that this kind of lifestyle, actually it is recommended in our scripture. The principle is simple living, high thinking. Hare Krishna. See, simple living. You have to give him simple living. No biscuit. Give him fruit, mango. Okay, Mataji. Okay, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. No problem. It's fine. So, okay, Mataji. Okay. No problem at all, Manish. That's fine. That's fine. No, children are like this only.
Just 2 minutes.
So in our scriptures, it is said, simple living, high thinking. This is the principle. So we might ask a question, that when we talk about this simple living, are we thinking of, going back to Stone Age, where people were living like, nomadic people, without, you know, living in a forest, with very simple houses. Are we kind of saying that we have to go back in that lifestyle? Actually, it is not. When you say principle of simple living, high thinking, that means you apply your intelligence in such a way that your bodily needs are very easily satisfied. And then whatever free time you get, you work for the higher purpose in the life. This is simple living, high thinking. If we see in the animal kingdom, the animals, they are always busy with these four things: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Every time, and they also, where do I eat food? Where do I eat food? If you see, pigeon or sparrows or whoever, they're always looking for some food. Go to the jungle, every animal, they want some food. Right from day and night, they're looking for the food. So when they have food, then they want to sleep. Then they have their nest, or they have their shelter wherever. Then they want to sleep. And then they want some association with the other female or male. And then defend. If somebody attacks, then I'll with my claws or with my teeth, or with my tail or whatever, I'll attack them. So these are the requirements. But in our scripture it is said, this human birth, it is the topmost birth. When in this birth, this eating, sleeping, mating and defending, it is very easily solved. If you apply just little intelligence, like we tell the story of this Thai person, just 2 hours a day for 2-3 months he works, then he's free. So then, our Acharya says, and then the free time, then you apply that free time into this high living, high thinking, that who am I? What is this world? Why am I suffering in this world? How do I get out of this world? Who is God? What is my relationship with God? These are the subjects that humans are supposed to work towards. But if this human birth, if we are not living for that purpose, that means we are just living the life of an animal. If we, nowadays, it's a very sorry state, but if you see, the whole civilization is also working for these four things, eating, food security, eating, everywhere, so how do we eat? Then sleeping, how do I make the best arrangement to sleep? Then, mating, association with the opposite sex, all these movies and and then so many ways they just kind of bound by this attachment. Then defending, one country fights another country, one family fights another family, one race fights another family, there's always fighting going on. So if you're just living like these four principles, then we are just kind of animal walks on 4 legs, we are walking on 2 legs. There is no difference. In fact, Prabhupada, once he made a comment, that everybody is, going in a car. So animal also has 4 legs, and we also have 4 tires. And both has the business the same. He is working towards, his place of work for eating, sleeping, mating, defending. Because if I don't work, I don't get this. So we are also becoming like that only. So our acharyas explain that actually, if we live by this principle of simple living, high thinking, then actually we are making use of our human birth. Otherwise, there is nothing extra we are doing which can say that actually we are living a human life. We are just living animalistic life. So let's come to the practical, talking of cost of living. So we can all say yes, we can sit here and talk about this simple living, high thinking. But is it practically possible? Can we live simply and and do this high thinking? So if we have um, little courage, and if you have determination, then actually we can live life like that. Uh, so Prabhupada, he mentioned that actually for a very peaceful life and very happy and healthy life, you require two things in your life. A piece of land, about an acre of land, and one cow. If there is these two things, then you can live very peacefully. Cow will give you milk. She'll eat, whatever grows on your land, just grass and weeds or whatever. And she'll give you milk. She'll give you the manure, the cow dung, that you can use for the fuel to cook your, pav bhaji or whatever. Uh, and then you can put the same manure into the field and you can grow this nice crop. It is all free. The cow gives manure and that will produce so many vegetables. You eat the vegetables you want, or the leaves are left over, you give it to cow. Cow will eat it, again she'll give you manure. So this recycling, natural recycling. You don't require anything to maintain. Uh, and then, as you said, house, you can just, do a little, effort and you can have this house for free. And then, you have to hardly work. But in a free time, you pick up Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and read it. You can have nice, the deities in your house, you look up, you worship Krishna. So this is the practical way to live life. But how many of you have seen, that people are actually living like this? Have you seen people living like this with cow and a land? Honestly, I haven't seen. People are living. I know, it's still in rural part of even in England. I know in Scotland, there are some farmers. They live very nicely. They have land, they have some animals, they live very nicely. Even in India, Far East, people are living. But with my own eyes, I haven't seen, how they live. And we being in, England, Stock-on-Trent with our own jobs, if you have to switch over to that kind of lifestyle, do you think we will survive? But if you survive for how long? For a month or two? I said, no, it's not for me, go back to stock. Where is my job? Give cow back to the, back to the cow shelter, and this is not for me. But again, we have to see that this is, if you can't follow that particular lifestyle, then you have to follow the principle. Simple living, high thinking. So that principle we have to follow, not the the physical steps. The principle simple living means I'm here in Stock-on-Trent. I have a family. I require some finances. I require certain arrangements with the society and all. So how do I do that? So for that, if you need to do your job, your business, do it. And then whatever money comes, you manage to that particular responsibility. But keep it to simplicity. Problem with us that as Manish said earlier, ye dil mange more. That we just get entangled. Yes, we require a little recreation. Recreation is required. Bhagavad Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that you require a little recreation. You can't just work, and then no recreation. So as for recreation, we go to uh, gym, or you go to do swimming, or play some table tennis or whatever. That is very much we should do. But then we can just say, I go to swimming and I do 3 laps in 5 minutes. So I will now do 3 laps in 2 minutes. And then we just get entangled into that swimming. You forget the purpose why we are doing it. And then we get entangled. Uh, uh, we have to watch TV, for news or little entertainment. Yes, do it. But then, Netflix and Amazon Prime and they're streaming and HD TV, the whole, the web of that entertainment. We just get engrossed in it. We get consumed by it. Uh, so keep it simple. Uh, I know many years back, there's one sannyasi, he says, sometimes, we so many things we just unnecessarily make it complicated. So, he was giving class and somebody was, making notes on the computer, and then, he was making some disturbance. He said, you better just have a little notepad and one pen and you can write it. But then we have, right now, you can see because we have to broadcast, so we have so much electronic gadgets here. But if you have to just make a note, it's a very simple thing, a little piece of paper, and you just write it, and then that's how you make a note. Then we unnecessarily make uncomplicated, we require a Microsoft Word, and that computer and this and that, make unnecessarily complicated. So to keep things simple, is of course we require a house. Without house, how can we live? So make an choose nice house where your family can live. Nice heating or ventilation. Nice clean bathroom. Nice garden. Then we should do it. But then we go over the board. In my bathroom, my tap should be like this. My light should be like this. Uh, in India where I used to live, I had few friends, and they were quite rich. Every 6 months, they'll have a new bathroom. My mother, she gets bored with the bathroom. 6 months, everything, tuck, 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 all marble is off. Again something new comes up. How much time you spend in a bathroom? 10 minutes, 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour in a day. But we just get too much, my bathroom should be like this. My bed, like this. My carpet like this. Of course, we have different taste, but you manage it nicely so you live very comfortably. And after that comfort, when you're comfortable, then now focus on Krishna. But if we forget the purpose, why we a house? As Manish said earlier, dil mange more. Two bedroom house, 3 bedroom house, not good. I want 6 bedroom house. Even though we are two people, we want 6 bedroom house. And then I want a big garden. Now it's nice with a big garden. Do gardening yourself. So that is good. But then I require a gardener. I have to maintain it. So you just get entangled. Uh, and nowadays, in Stoke, especially wherever the Indians are living, the security is a big problem. All thief things. We all are, gold merchants. We have, gold sacks in our house. So they make us a target. So security is also a problem. So we have to again provide the live with the principle of simple living, high thinking. Whatever is required for your living, do it. But once done it, make it to last for some long time. Whatever free time that you have, now you fix on Krishna.
I think, Guruji, that's the problem. Every person thinks the definition of being comfortable is very different to each individual. And now people don't think that they are comfortable until, like you're saying, that bathroom has to be of certain style every 6 months. They find comfort at that level. Then something else comes up.
Yes.
And it never stops.
Yes.
It never stops. But that's why definition nowadays of being comfortable is very different.
Yes.
To maybe what it was in my parents' time.
Yes.
It was very simple. no need to have a car, no need to have something else. You just make your way.
True, true, true.
And maybe that's why people are not spending that much time.
Yes, yes. That precisely is the reason. You know, you're absolutely right. And that's the reason, you know, we require, you know, the association, a spiritual association. We have to remind ourselves. Sometimes, including me, I'm saying this. You know, sometimes we get so much entangled into the, you know, the society around us and the environment around us that we get sucked into it. You know, some years back, you know, I was very much attached to iPhone. You know, whenever the new iPhone comes, you know, I must have it. You know, whether I use that, you know, new chip or not, you know, I don't care. You know, I must have the iPhone. You know? But after all, this year, you know, every year they're giving new iPhone. And what do you use for? You know, you make few phone calls, you attend to your WhatsApp messages, you watch some YouTube videos while you're traveling, and that's it. You know, you don't require, you know, now that chip was, you know, 100 megahertz, now it is 200 megahertz, you know, and then, you know, face recognition. You don't require all these things, you know. We get sucked into it, you know. So that's the reason we require, you know, from time to time to remind us that actually, you know, it's like, you know, wake up call. Like when you sleep in the night, we have the alarm clock, you know, ding, 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 we wake up. Oh, what time is it? You know, we wake up. So we come to the temple, you know, we be with the devotees, when we hear Krishna Katha, it just wakes us up. You know, like, you know, it's called course correction. You know, when the aeroplane, you know, it is a very famous, you know, analogy that, you know, the pilot, when he's airborne, you know, the airplane just goes in one straight line, you know, so he does autopilot, you know, you know, I'm going this direction. The airplane will go in that direction. But sometimes because of the, you know, the wind and all, you know, sometimes the airplane, you know, it changes the course, you know, about 1 degree or, and then suddenly, you know, the red light comes, dang, 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 you know, your plane is off course. So, you know, then pilot takes the corrective action, you know, again back to the same course. So even in our life, you know, as soon as our life, you know, goes a little off course, immediately intervention. Then I want to come to the main course. Otherwise, if we just follow that, you know, that deviated, you know, course, we'll end up into, you know, some different destination. So, you know, in the airline, it is said that even if you make a mistake of half a degree of, you know, kind of change in the course, we'll reach a different destination. Supposed to go to Mumbai or Cochin, wherever, you know, you might end up into Bangkok or Sri Lanka or somewhere. Just half a degree. So similarly in our life, you know, we have to, you know, every Sunday or, you know, in the morning chanting Hare Krishna, reading books, we have to remind ourselves, you know, what is this life meant for? You know, why am I here? Why am I, you know, what is the purpose of my life? You know, we have to remind ourselves. Otherwise, as soon as we go out of the temple, out of devotee association, you know, the TV and our friends, you know, the society, bum, 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 you need this, you need this, you need this. We get entangled into this one. But again, come back to the temple, again we are reminded of the same thing again. Actually, you know, I'll tell you my personal experience. You know, when I started going to the temple in 92, the first few days, you know, was very good. You know, I learned so many nice new things. But after 6 months, you know, I think, you know, I said, they're just repeating the same thing I heard before. Why they're telling me again? So I asked this question, you know, that, you know, why you repeat the same thing again and again? I don't know, you met this Bhakti Rasamrit Maharaj who came sometimes back to Stoke. I asked question to him. He said that's because we forget the implementation of what we have heard before. Many times we hear the things, you know, in the class, in the, you know, when we go to the temple, and we say, yes, actually this is right. I should be living my life like this. Then you go out, we follow that lifestyle for about a day or two. Again, you know, difficult, you know. And again, you know, you again come back. And again hear the same thing what you heard last week. that vexes us, actually I didn't do it, it's like, that pilot gets the red light, ding, 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 you've gone off course. So the devotee reminds us, actually you've gone off course. That nobody has to give certificates. We know in our heart, we have gone little off course. So then again we have to correct. So if you see, in our scriptures, same principles given again and again and again and again. In the classes also, the same things again talked again and again and again. Why? Because we forget. We forget, and then we also, lose the importance of, the implementation of, those important instruction. So when we come, we get that encouragement. Uh, when I was told, that drinking tea is not good. I said, no way. ISKCON, like ISKCON, but drinking tea, not good. I like tea. So there are so many things that we learn, we want to follow, but we do not have that that willpower to follow. Our heart or our weak, or the way we are brought up, we are weak. We can't do it. So one of the reason, getting into this spiritual, satsang program is that we build that willpower. One day we'll hear something, we'll go and try, and we'll fail. But again, sometime come back. Again, when we hear again, I think I should follow. I think I should follow. Try again, and as we build our, willpower, the slowly, the day will come. He says, okay, now that's it. I'm not doing it anymore. In gym, people, they lift this weight. They don't straight away, lift 100 kilo. They do, 5 kilo, then 20 kilo. Then slowly, they build their, willpower, their physical strength. So anyway, I'll tell my tea story. How I left my tea. So when I had my pet, not cup, a big bowl, maybe half a liter of tea. I used to drink every day in the morning. I used to dip my toast, a little bun, and I used to spend 15 minutes, just drinking my tea. And afternoon also, nice cup of tea, and in the evening also, required some tea. And then at some time, I tried to leave it. I said, devotees tell, drinking tea is not good. I should leave it. So I thought, let me leave it. But again, after my headache, I was working, IT, I couldn't look at the screen, and I said, I think I do not have, in my blood to leave the tea. Yeah. But I tried once, tried twice, and then I used to go to the class, and I would not tell the devotees, I'm drinking tea, I'm addicted to tea. But it so happened one day, news came that my grandfather is ill, and then my mother, she had to go and see him. So then I'm all alone, in the house. And you can say my good fortune or bad fortune. I was addicted to tea, but I never knew how to make tea. So I made, once or twice tea. I said, not good, it doesn't taste like my mother. So then, I went on my office, came back, and then the next day I said, let me try once, Anyway, tea is not good, Outside tea, I never liked outside tea. So I stayed, one day, second day, and and after some time I said, actually I can live without tea. It's like 2-3 days, and I can. And then I went to the class. I remember it was Wednesday. I forget whose class was it, and this devotee again talked about tea, as if that class was meant for me only. Like somebody gave, that this person is coming and is struggling with the tea. You talk about tea only. She talked about tea. Says, this is, this caffeine. It just makes you, you think it is giving you nice, energy, but actually it is taking away energy from you, and you become dependent. Uh, and uh, and it looked like he just reading my mind and talking. So then again next day I went. Then I said, let me have a last go, without the tea. I give myself 3 days more, see if I can stay without the tea or not. So I tried one day, second day, the headache, and then the fourth day I said, I think I can leave. I can leave tea. I don't need drink tea. And since that day, after 7 days, my mother came back. And
Is addiction a problem, or is caffeine a problem? Is our dependency a problem?
yes, yes. There are many kinds of dependencies, not just chemical dependency. Uh, for the tea specific, of course, it is chemical. Uh, but in our Shastra, the principle is that anything which is kind of taking energy away from you to practice your spiritual life, it is bad. So the drinking tea and which is kind of caffeine related, and of course you require energy for your spiritual practice or even your material work. People drink so much tea in the workplace because they think it gives them energy. But if you see chemically, what it does to your body, it actually takes your energy very down. Then you think, well, actually if I drink tea, then I'll be benefiting something, but actually it is not. If you don't drink the tea, the body has its own instruments to recharge your energy. Uh, uh, like milk, you drink milk, it just whatever your average energy is, they'll just top up the energy. Some breathing exercise, if you do like this, if you're feeling little tired and uh, uh, exhausted, you do this pranayam, and immediately, you will feel, the, without, we have this average energy, and without putting that energy down, and it just tops up your energy. For me, the personally, which really refreshes me with the energy is the shower. If you feel, a little exhausted and, a little tired, uh, cold shower if you can manage. If you ever- My son, I'm really proud of him, so because he's not here, I can say this. He's really mastered the cold shower, at this age. He of course, heard few classes, and then he heard some of these, his physical fitness people, and he scientifically found that, actually it's good for your body, if you take a cold shower. And so again, in summer I do take cold showers, but in winter, very cold. Again, off topic. But if you want some energy, take some cold shower, in the morning. It really wakes you up. The body also, Uh, what was your question?
Addiction or dependency?
Dependency, yes. So these, these natural things, it doesn't make you addicted to it. Like cold showers, you never get addicted to cold showers, but the tea, is addiction. I don't know whether you were there in one of the class. Some lady, she asked, says, actually, what is wrong with tea? Everybody drinks it. What is wrong with that? So he said, what is wrong with cocaine? If I ask you this question, what is wrong with cocaine? What answer would you give? So same logic, if you do, different strength,
Logic is same.
logic is the same, it just, biologically does something to your brain and your body. You think you are very, very strong. But as soon as, the power goes down, you are not your normal self. it has actually destroyed you. The tea, coffee, all these chemicals, it does the same thing to you. You think, it is benefiting you, but actually it is sapping your energy. Okay. Shall I tell you one story, concluding story about simple living, high thinking? Uh, that if we take this, this devotee's life, how he lived his life. Of course, we won't be able to imitate, how he lived his life. But if you can take the principle of how he lived his life, then our life is successful. So there was this person called Kolavecha Sridhar at the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was a very simple man. You can't find simpler man than him. And his business was that he will sell banana and banana leaf in Bengal. So in Bengal, we make so many sabjis and so many things out of banana. And banana leaf is, is used as a plate. Now this article, you can find anywhere in Bengal. It is not that it is a very unique business, People are searching for it to buy banana and banana leaf. So business, anybody can start. He just goes to a farm, and gets some banana and banana leaf. They will sell it on a profit. And he was a very, nondescript, very simple man. We'll just go to the market. He'll make his shop, with this banana and banana leaf. And whatever profit he will get, half the profit of that day, he will use it for worshipping Mother Ganga. Half the profit every day for worshipping Mother Ganga. And for the half, he will just, whatever his requirements are there, he will fulfill those requirements. And because he wanted to live very simple, with a simple thing, he didn't wanted to, make his business very complicated. So he would charge as much less profit as possible to the people. So he will sell his banana. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol Vihan. Hare Krishna. So he will sell his banana and banana leaf very easily. So he will finish his business very quickly. He'll get his profit and he's come out of it, with the market very quickly. So this was his life. And he was a very, very pure-hearted devotee, very great devotee of Krishna. But again, as I said, he, used half of his profit for worshipping Mother Ganga and half he'll use it for his personal purpose. And of course, with this lifestyle, he was a very poor man. He has a very simple house, and in a house practically has, no wall, some illusion of wall, but no wall. He had some roof, but so many holes in it, and in Bengal it rains a lot, so it drips the water in it. And in his house, he had only one furniture, one water pot. And it is said that his water pot was so rusted that even the most desperate of thieves will not even touch that water pot. it is so, price without any value. But in the night, he will sit down and he will chant Hare Krishna, and then he will just remember Krishna. And, this is how he used to live his life. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to pass from that market. And because he is the Lord himself, he can see that he is a very pure devotee. And the Lord always likes to in association with his devotee. So, that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a very young man, he was a grammar teacher. And he used to visit this Kolavecha Sridhar. Kolavecha, in Bengal they call it Kola, not Coca-Cola. Kela is Kola. Bengal everything is O. Kela, Kola. And Vecha means seller, so banana seller. So they didn't even knew his name. Everybody said banana seller. But his name was Sridhar. So he was a very, nobody knew him. But Lord Chaitanya, he got so much attracted to him because he has a very nice love of God in his heart. So he would go to Kolavich Ashidhar every day, and he will bargain with him. He says, "How much is this banana?" He said, "1 rupee." He said, "I'll give you 50 paisa." I'm just saying, those days I don't know what currency they were using. So then Kolavich says, "Sorry, I can't sell you in 50 paisa." I said, no, you have to sell me on 50 paisa only. We have a shop, you have to give me on bargain. I'm a Brahmin. He says, no, you go to some other shop, And so, no, I don't want to go to some other shop. I want to buy from you only. So it is said, Lord Chaitanya, every day for 2 hours, he will bargain with him. Any of you shopkeeper, you don't want to spend much time with the person who bargains a lot. But Lord Chaitanya, he would bargain, for every day 2 hours with this Kolavacha Sridhar. And at the end, Mahaprabhu will not even give a single paisa and take banana from him. He'll go home, and then, he'll ask his mother, to make a, some preparation out of it. So, this how he used to go every day, and this Kolavacha Sridhar, he was saying that, this Nimai, he comes and he bargains me so much. Why is he doing this to me? But at the same time, I like it. Whenever he comes, I likes when he bargains with me. So actually every day, he would then wait, when is he going to come? When is he going to come? He'll come and he'll bargain with me. So one day, Mahaprabhu came and he said, Sridhar, why are you living life like this? You should live the life like the other peoples, those who are atheists, and those who are, materialistic people. Live a life like that. And see, with your business, you're hardly making any money. And look at your clothes. Here just one single dhoti, and it has got so many holes in it. And he didn't have even a thread and a needle to patch that hole. So he would just tie a knot around it. So Mahaprabhu said, your dhoti has so many knots that we do not know where it begins, where it ends. And look at your house. It has got so many holes. I don't know how you sleep in your house. Why don't you, be a proper, materialistic businessman? So then Kolavacha, he replied with this one answer. You want to hear the answer what he gave? He said, I have seen a king with his very ornamental dress, with the gold jewelry, with hundreds of servants, and cosmetics, all the opulence that a king can afford. And I have seen a bird with just the feather to wear. But when they live the life, I do not see the quality of life that the king is living, the time that they are passing in the kingly body, the time the bird is passing in the bird body. They are passing the same time. Are you able to understand this answer? The bird is also passing the time in the bird body with just the feather. The king also passing the body with just opulent clothes. But it is the same life. I don't see, any value, in that very complicated life. I'm just happy that, whatever Krishna provides, I'm happy with my condition. So Mahaprabhu really was pleased with him. He says, you're a proper devotee, because you are satisfied. My dear friends, one of the things Krishna, he bestows in the devotee is satisfaction. When he's really pleased with you, he bestows you with the benediction of satisfaction. This satisfaction he cannot buy anywhere. No matter how much money you spend in your world, you cannot buy satisfaction. Is it a way to buy satisfaction? You cannot buy. The devotees, the Krishna blesses them with the satisfaction. Because you're a very nice, satisfied devotee. You're happy where you are. But Mahaprabhu, he always wanted to tease him. He said, Kolavecha, one day I will expose you. I know you're a very rich person. You're hiding your great treasure. He says, no, I have no treasure. I'm a very simple man. He says, one day I will expose you. That how rich you are, how opulent you are. Mahaprabhu was saying, he says, you're opulent with the bhakti, the love of God, which is the most precious thing. That you are a very opulent person. So this Kolavecha Sridhar, he couldn't recognize, what exactly he means. So it so happened after some days, see Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would not, generally reveal himself to the general public as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He would not do that because he came in the mood of a devotee. But there is one or few times where he kind of revealed to the devotees that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's called Ashtaprahariya Lila for about 8 prahar, 16 hours. 18 hours. He just asked the devotees, you can just come to me and ask me whatever you want. So Mahaprabhu was just giving benediction in the mood of a Supreme Lord. He was just giving everybody a benediction. Ask whatever you want. And he would give them. Then, at one time, Mahaprabhu said, bring Kolavecha Sridhar, bring Kolavecha. So he said, bring this devotee, this banana seller. So the devotee said, my lord, who is this Kolavecha? Because he was so, nobody knew him who is this person, except for Mahaprabhu. He was so, not, what is the opposite of popular, not unpopular, something like, nobody knows that person. Very ordinary, yes, absolutely ordinary. Nobody knew him by his name. Nobody knew his name. They used to call it banana seller. Like we say, chai wala, this wala, that wala. He said, kela wala, Kolavecha, banana seller. Nobody knew his name. So Mahaprabhu said, bring this Sridhar. He says, who is this Sridhar? He says, Kolavecha. He says, Kolavecha, there are many banana sellers. What kind of... So they went, and found this Kolavecha Sridhar. He says, Kolavecha, Mahaprabhu is calling for you. He said, Mahaprabhu is calling for me. Why? What happened? So he went there. And then, he came and, he saw Mahaprabhu and, he was so happy seeing him. He, fell down at his feet. And then Mahaprabhu said, Kolavecha, I'm so happy with you. Ask what you want. Now, my dear friends, imagine, a poor person is been asked, what do you want? What do you think what he will ask? My roof has so many holes. Get me a new house. I have no clothes. Give me some good wardrobe. That would probably I will ask. This Kolavecha Sridhar said, my Lord, I am happy. I do not want anything. I am happy what I have. I do not want anything. So Mahaprabhu said, no, ask something. Do you want eternal life in Vaikuntha? I can give you. He says, no, my Lord, I'm happy, just worshipping you and Mother Ganga. He said, Kolavecha, if you want, I can give to your own planet. Generally we want houses. Mahaprabhu said, I can give you your own planet. Anybody wants your own planet? Like Radha Mohan Loka, Manish Loka, Murli Loka. We would know 5-10 bedroom house. All entire planet is yours. You are the king of that planet. Mahaprabhu College said, no, my Lord. I didn't do my bhakti because then in return I want something from you. And I just did it just to please you. I do not want anything. Mahaprabhu said, no, ask something. I can give you Ashtasiddhi. What is Ashtasiddhi? You can ban any physical law whatsoever. You can become smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest. You can take, prapti. You can take anything from anywhere. Like right now, You feel like, I want Indian mango. Zoop, mango from India comes, straight in your hand. Like sometimes you see some yogis, it comes. So they are not making it, they are just, getting things from somewhere. Then, you can read people's mind, you can create whatever you want to create. These are called Ashtasiddhis. Uh, so Mahaprabhu said, I can make you, I can give you Ashtasiddhi. This can be achieved only after, thousands and thousands years of, yogic sadhana. And says, no, Mahaprabhu, this definitely I don't want, it will be big distraction. Because, when you have these siddhis, you want to make a show of it, if it, like sometimes, people, they dance very nicely. They say, I can dance, they want to show everywhere. Or, I can run very fast. You want to show everyone, how fast you can run. So then if I have all these powers, I would like to show everyone and everybody says, oh, very good, very good, Yeah, it will be a distraction. So Mahaprabhu offered him so many things. And every time he said, no, 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 I do not want. And then Mahaprabhu said, Sridhar, I know you don't want for yourself, but for my pleasure, you ask something because I want to give you. I mean, you cannot give somebody if he doesn't want it. Says actually, for I will be very happy if you ask. So ask something. So he said, my Lord, I'm happy. I do not want anything. So no, Sridhar, ask something. Then he asked something. Do you want to know what he asked? He said, Mahaprabhu, all these years, you came to my shop to bargain for 2 hours every day. Yes, exactly. He said, my Lord, I want that you please come to my shop and eternally I want to see you and come and bargain with me. What a great benediction he asked. Because if you are always able to see the Lord face to face, and when Lord wants to take offering from you, see the difference? When we make offering here, we say, my Lord, please accept it, please accept it. Here the Lord is eager to take it from him. Give me, you give me, you give me. My dear friends, this is the perfection of life. When the Lord is so happy with you, that he wants, this offering from you. Like gopis in Vrindavan. The Lord is to steal butter from them. Because gopis' heart was so full of love. So, it is said in Vrindavan, they would only make butter with just one desire, that Krishna will come and he will steal it. And they'll make, different hiding arrangement. Because, if pot is there and Krishna comes and steals, there is not much fun, But, they hide it in different way. And then Krishna makes so many nice arrangement, and then Krishna will steal it. And then, gopis, they'll go to and tell Mother Yashoda, today Krishna, we hid it like this. And do you want to know how we stole it? They'll give big description how we stole it. Why gopis would do this? Because they'll get pleasure. That we are talking about Krishna, how we stole this butter. So devotees always wants to talk about Krishna. So here Golavecha Sridhar, he said, my Lord, please come. And bargain with me, and take the offering from me. So now back to our topic of cost of living. The cost of living for Golavecha Sridhar and our cost of living, what is the difference? Can we live like a Golavecha Sridhar? I think we can. The difference is that, Golavecha was living his life for the pleasure of the Lord, not for his own, satisfaction. If you live your life for the pleasure of the Lord will make all the arrangement for your comfortable living. Golavecha, if Mahaprabhu would have given him this opulence like anybody have ever got, but because he was satisfied, Mahaprabhu didn't wanted to unnecessarily bother him with this opulence, like Sudama. Sudama, people, Sudama and Krishna. Sudama was also very happy in his very simple life. So Krishna didn't give him, but then Sudama went to see Krishna, and then Krishna. So again, Sudama didn't ask it, but then Krishna said, "I must reciprocate because I am his friend." Otherwise people will say he did not reciprocate. So he gave all the opulence to Sudama. So our cost of living and this devotee's cost of living, this cost will always be there. Bread will cost certain pennies, milk will cost certain pennies, and to get them from the Tesco's and Sainsbury and Ezra, you have to work for it. But when you bring the bread and the milk and all the vegetables, make the prasadam for the pleasure of Krishna, not for your own pleasure. And then eat that prasadam, eat that offering, as a prasadam. And that way, if you live your life, actually will be living a life what Kolavicha Sridhar was living. We don't have to, live physically how we cannot, we have no capacity. But we can follow the principle. And principle is that live for the pleasure of Krishna, not for your own pleasure. And then Krishna will look after you, all your needs. So I think I thought I'll finish very quickly, but I went quite over time. So thank you all very much. Anybody has any questions or some comments about cost of living? I'll see you next time. All your jackets with the holes and I sold my car. I have my horse. Thank you, Nidhi, for your questions. You always ask nice questions. Yeah, following your husband's tradition. Otherwise, I think he is satisfied now. All his questions are answered since he got married.
Now I have questions.
Anybody has any questions? Any comments? Yeah, any question?
He's thinking. Why did how did he know which banana seller he had to bring?
Oh, you missed the earlier part because Mahaprabhu used to go to the shop every day to that banana seller. Every day he used to go. And that's how we knew that, he is a very great devotee. You missed the earlier part of the story. Yeah. So Mahaprabhu used to go into him every day and he will bargain him. Do you know what is bargaining? Yeah. We Indians know, other people don't know how to bargain. What is bargaining? Tell me.
Bargaining is like making the price short.
Making a price short. So Mahaprabhu, he will bargain very hard with him. Mahaprabhu will say, I'll give you half the price, whatever you are quoting. He says, no, I won't give you half price. Then he says, then go to some other shop. Seller will say, no, I want to buy it from you only. Then they'll just bargain and bargain. At the end, Mahaprabhu won't even give him money, zero money, and he'll take the banana.
Do you think the satisfaction is blessing of Krishna? Because I've seen people like they've got everything, but they are just not happy.
Yes, that's what we discussed probably before you came to class. I think probably you were there. The satisfaction. Satisfaction, yes. Satisfaction is the mercy of Krishna. Contentment, satisfaction. As you said, he cannot buy satisfaction in this world. However much you try, you cannot buy satisfaction. But when you're a devotee, when you are serving Krishna very nicely, when Krishna is pleased, he bestows you satisfaction. He says, I'm so happy with you, be satisfied. and that satisfaction is so pleasing in the heart. Otherwise, we are always burning with the anxiety. I don't have this, I don't have that. I don't have this, I don't have that. In Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, hankering and lamenting. These two things, always is bothering. Hankering is, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, I want it, I want it, I want it. There is lamentation. Oh, I had it, I lost it. I had it, I lost it. I had it, I lost it. Especially those who are getting, older. You all are young. We are together. When I was young, I was to do like this, and then we talk all these stories. And I was like this, So I had it, but I lost it. Another time is, I don't have this, but I want it. I want it. So through 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, hankering, lamenting, hankering, lamenting. Satisfaction never comes. But the devotees, this is my Lord. Are you all okay? I'm talking too much because you are very less. No, I'm firing too much. Achha. Okay. Yes, better.
How did Yashoda Maya know Krishna is God?
How did Yashoda Mai know that Krishna is God? Actually, Yashoda Mai never knew that he is a God. Krishna covered himself. He never revealed that he is a God. She just knew that he is just my son. She never knew that he is God. Even though Krishna will make something godly, he lifted Govardhan hill, he ate the, this sand, and she saw the universe. As soon as Mother Yashoda will think that he is God, he will cover, her consciousness with the Maya, that she will forget that he is a God. So actually, she never knew that he is a God. Now, come on, ask me another question.
What did Arjuna call Krishna?
What did Arjuna call Krishna? He called him with various names. He called him Madhusudan. He called him Madhav. Vasudev also he called. Many names. Krishna has many names. Someone used to call him Sakha. He was his friend.
Did ever Arjuna know Krishna was God?
Yes, he knew. He knew. But again, he was so much in friendship with Krishna that Arjun, he was not much in that, mood of worshipping Krishna as a god. He knew that he is a god, but he was just a friend with him. Yeah, he's his friend.
So Arjuna is friend of Krishna.
Yes, they both are friends. Okay, your question quota is over. Okay, I think we'll stop here. Thank you all very much. Shall we go straight to Prasadam now? We had enough Kirtan. Let's go straight to Prasadam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Sumati, thank you for joining today. I hope you enjoyed today. Comments. Hare Krishna.